If you consider yourself to be an earnest seeker of truth, today's video will be really beneficial to you. It's going to be very eye opening for you because it's going to expose within you what I call the big fish, which is the subtler self image that is the root of all attachment and aversion. You can call it the self image, you can call it the personality, you can call it the ego. Today's video will expose this within you. You're going to experience it arising throughout the video and even beyond. You'll be able to notice it when it arises and not give into it, not feed it, not identify with it. So, we're going to also talk about on the video what feeds this ego and what destroys identification with it. Throughout the video, stay patient. You're going to find the ego itching, trying to get to maybe the meat of the video. It wants to just know, okay, give me this one little technique. I don't want to hear this whole talk. No, hear the whole message slowly, little by little. Slow down right now. We usually just go through the day binging a lot of different videos. Don't make this moment about what's going to happen next. Don't make this video about getting to the next video. Just slow down, give your entire attention to this talk. That is what is required to really be receptive to its message. I hope that it helps you. Enjoy. So, whatever we experience, we identify with, we take to be ourself. And on a subtler level, we also have a conception, a thought about the person I am, who is either loving that or suffering that. You may have an unpleasant feeling that arises, let's say anger or fear. And so we identify with that. We take ourselves to be that. And on a subtler level, we have a conception of the person that I am who is having that anger. And I'm either liking it or I'm not. I'm either enjoying this feeling or I'm not. I, the person, am either enjoying this experience or suffering it. Here, we are being guided that the experience you think you're having and the person you think you are that is having that experience are both imagination. Meaning, they come and go. They are experience. They are the perceived objects arising, passing. There's no self in them. You are not that. The person you think you are is the basis of how you relate with every experience. But the person you think you are is itself an experience perceived. The person you think you are is the basis from whose point of view you enjoy or suffer. The person you think you are is the root, the nucleus from where you relate with experiences as, oh, I have something to gain or lose. The person you think you are. Please, the emphasis is not the person that you are. No, the person you think you are is the root of attachment and aversion, which are the fuel source, the life force of the ego. Here you are being guided that the experience you think you're having and the person you think you are having that experience as, the person you think you are liking that experience as or hating that experience as, both are illusion. Here you are being guided that the person you think you are hearing this talk as is illusion. The person you think you are relating to this talk as, whether you like what's being heard or not, whether you are getting it or not, the core concept you hold of yourself is illusion. How life looks doesn't have to change. It's not that as you begin to see and understand this, that you will stop appearing to be a person or that you will stop experiencing preference, attachment, resistance, anger. Experience can go on as it has, and it will go on as it has. But you need to be clear that you are not what you perceive. Otherwise, you will keep giving your being to experiences which come and go, and to this personal concept, which is the root of all suffering. The person you think you are must also come under your seeing, your observation. You must recognize it also as an object that is changeful, that is not self. This body is here. We understand this body is not the previous body, and this body is also going to change. But if you look at the person at a subtler level than the body, you must see that the person you think you are is a conceived idea. It is not what you actually are, and it's not the truth of what you are. It is not self. It is an imagined concept, which is thought made, and it is the basis, the nucleus, the center from where you relate with everything else that comes and goes through the notion of gain and loss, attachment, aversion, preference, resistance. But this nucleus itself is a concept that also comes and goes, that also changes. Who you think you are today is not who you thought you were a while back, and it will change also into something else. This core concept of the self that I think I am is a changeful imagination. It is conceptual. It is unreal. Stop giving it selfhood. So, what gives this concept greater and greater seeming reality? In some more simple words, what keeps feeding this ego? What keeps this ego intact, alive? Here, let's list some things. If you have strong beliefs and you need those beliefs to be correct, this feeds the ego. If you have strong desires and you need those desires to be fulfilled, this feeds the ego. If you have strong ideas of how life should behave and how other people should behave, and you need to always be right, this feeds the ego. If you love constant thinking about what you could have done, what you will have to do, whether you'll be taken care of, whether the future will look like how you want it to be, this feeds the ego. If you are super concerned about what will happen in the future, or whether you will achieve spiritual realization, or if you're practicing these things correctly, if you're concerned with what's going to happen to you if you go deeper into this path of truth, will you fall apart? Will life fall apart? This feeds the ego. If you really love controlling every aspect of your experience, this feeds the ego. If you spend a lot of time in fear, anxiety, this feeds the ego. If you dwell in a lot of thoughts about insecurity, unworthiness, guilt, this feeds the ego. It's all self-obsession, but not obsession with the real self. It's obsession with your concept of who you are. This is what this teaching is trying to reveal to us. You are not that. Who you relate to these teachings as, you are not that. Who you like and dislike things as, you are not that. Who you think as. You are not that. Who you suffer as. You are not that. Who you have opinions and judgments of experience as. You are not that. Who you are concerned as about how you will possibly operate if you stop taking this to be yourself. You are not that. Who you are uncomfortable as, whether now or later or before. You are not that. Who you are enjoying this as, who thinks they're going to spiritually benefit and get some sort of reward or be free. You are not that. Who you are confused as, whether you understand this or not. You are not that. Bring this subtler self image, this core concept of who you think you are, into your recognition. It is not yourself. It is a conceived idea, a changeful object. This is where the spiritual journey takes on a whole new depth. Meditate. Give your life to meditation. Sit every day, twice per day. Doesn't matter how spiritually advanced you become. Sit every day as a humble student. Meditate. Then throughout the day, no matter how advanced you have become, just like a beginner, again and again, come back to yourself, to the truth of who you are. Discern between reality and illusion, self and not self, unchanging being and transient experiences. Stop seeking results. They are not your concern. They are not your job to create. Your job is showing up to the practice, doing the practice, devoting yourself to the practice, seeing the need of the practice, doing your best at the practice. Meditate every day and live your life in total surrender, which means unconditional contentment with what is, with what life is becoming moment by moment. It means you don't need your desires to be fulfilled anymore. They may not. It means your life is now dedicated to truth, not to material advances and worldly objects. Those things may happen, they may not. Depends. Depends on what is right for your spiritual journey, what is appropriate for your personal expression. Doesn't mean you stop work, you do anything different. Live life the same way you were living before. Do the same personal things, your work, your responsibilities, handle them all with care. But now you don't need your desires to be fulfilled. You don't need your problems to be dissolved. You don't need pain or unpleasant experiences to go away. Surrender means unconditional contentment with what is, total allowance of what is arising moment by moment. This will dissolve the worldliness in you. This will dissolve the identification with ego because ego, in order to thrive, needs attachment to world. It needs aversion to world. In surrender, it cannot survive, which is also why this teaching is not for those who only dabble in this spiritual stuff. If truth is not your main goal of life, you cannot practice surrender. So meditate every day, surrender every day. All right, let's stop here. I hope that helps you. Practice diligently. And if you need help, join our free self inquiry community down below. Thank you.